Hello, my name is Peter, and in today's video, I'm gonna talk about the other world because I was really curious about the things, what is gonna happen if you die. And I was actually really sad, like, am I gonna die? And I was really terrified. I was like 7 or 6 years old, I don't really know. And now I know the truth because I was looking for an answer, and then I found something, and then I saw like, okay, this is a dead end. So what now? And finally, it's a long story, but finally I found the truth. How do I know if it's the truth? Well, according to my experiences, I can tell that now I know what I know is true. But I couldn't really explain it to you because it is my kind of experience. So if you listen to me, then you're gonna gain some intelligence, at least. So let's get started. What is gonna happen if you die? Well, it depends. Because if you was a normal guy or a normal girl or anyone, then you have a high chance to reborn. Because actually, there are some teachings about reincarnations, and I can tell you that those are true teachings, but I'm not really sure about the rest. Because I found only half things. Like, okay, there is reincarnation, but, or yeah, when you die, this gonna happen, but. And I wasn't really sure, like, okay, I can see the half of the puzzle, but I have more questions. And then I finally found some answers, what I'm gonna share with you. So, if you die, there are 48 days for you to pass through to the other world. You're gonna see a very, very bright gate-like structure up in the sky. Or I know a lady who died, and she told me, like, when I was dead, I saw an elevator door on the wall. And I knew that, okay, I have to go. And the door was opening, and a man was standing inside, and he was like, okay, come in, please, we have to go. And the lady was like, what? Am I died? And the guy in the elevator was like, yeah, you died. We have to go. And the lady, do I have to stand all the way? There's nothing in this elevator. What is going on here? And the guy was like, ma'am, trust me. Where we gonna go, it's really far away, so we couldn't really walk, but we're gonna get there quickly. So the lady was like, okay, let's go. It was actually in a hospital, and during the surgery, the heart of the lady was stopped. I'm sorry, something here on my eyelash. So the lady was dead for like a couple of minutes, and this is like an out-of-body experience. And she got into the elevator, and they went up. They got out, and the guy told the lady, like, okay, listen to me. From now on, if you follow me, you're not gonna be able to go back anymore. And she was really terrified, like, what is gonna happen? Then what is gonna happen to my family? What is gonna happen to my daughter? And she fall back immediately to her own body. And when she was alive again, the doctors were like, oh, we were really afraid. We thought that you're gonna die. Glad that you came back. So this is one story. And if you die, you have 48 days to pass. And I can tell you that 99% of the spirits of the dead people can pass. The remaining 1%, let's divide that 1% into another 1% and another 99%. So let's talk about the first part, because let's say like 90 people out of 100, no problem, they can pass because they were up to good. So they can pass. But the remaining 10 spirits, like a couple of them cannot really pass because they're really afraid. And the remaining 6 or 7, they are like really, really bad people, murderers, rapists, you name it. They have to go downstairs. I'm not gonna say hell, because you can call it hell, but it isn't really the most exact definition of it. And if you go up with an elevator or through a light corridor, then you're not gonna go to heaven, because in heaven actually there are 14 great spirits like Jesus, God Almighty, Virgin Mary, so yeah, those kind of spirits. And below heaven there are another like 7 layers, and then 4 astral layers, then our layer where we live, and then the underworld. There are like 4 or 5 layers of the underworld. And I have to tell you that even if you were a bad, naughty person, you still gonna have your own choice. You gonna go downstairs or no? And I have to tell you that when you die, it's the most pleasant thing that God can give you when you die. And I'm not talking about suicide or, yeah, if you die, this or that's gonna happen. Because when you die with a natural cause, I don't really know, sorry about my English. But there are some intelligence I have to share. So, Don't be afraid of death. And it is not a terrifying thing, because when you actually done your business here, you have to move on. It's like day and night. It's like a cycle. So when you're done, you can pass. And when we say it, I don't know, like grandpa's passed away, right? Passed away. Where to? To heaven? Not really. But to the other world. Not the underworld, but the other world. And let me tell you something about people who were suicidal. So, what is going to happen if you kill yourself? You cannot really expect any good, because suicide is one of the greatest sins which you can commit. And when you kill yourself thinking about, oh, I got a $2 million debt, what am I going to do? I kill yourself. Boom. One-way ticket to the underworld. It's not gonna end up there. It's just the beginning of your end. Because then, not a light corridor, but a dark hole is gonna be present in front of you. And you have to know the difference between Satan and devil, because it's like God Almighty and angels. It isn't the same, right? So it's the same with the other side, let's say, the dark side. So if you kill yourself, some devils are gonna come to get you, and they gonna invite you kindly to hell, let's say hell, yeah? It's not hell, but underworld, but you can call it anything you would like to. I don't care. So, on the ground, there's a hole gonna be, or something, I don't know. And a couple of devils are gonna come up for your soul. I'm gonna like, well, what do we have here? Right? They are like, you can say terrifying creatures, but if you look at a Baroque painting, when a humanoid figure with tiny, what is it called? Tiny horns and tiny wings with a tiny tail, kind of like it, okay? There are like dark figures seeking for her soul. And you have to go down, but it's your own choice. If you stay here, it's worse than going down. Why? Because after a while, the light corridor or the deep hole is gonna close up. And then you're gonna stuck here, and you couldn't really do anything about it. It's like hell. Then I can say it's like hell. You're gonna have two options. Stick to someone, that's most spirits do, what is gonna happen if you stick to someone? Well, I have some stories. Um, there were two brothers, one naughty brother and one good guy. There were two guys, right? And the good guy died in an accident, and he couldn't really pass. I don't know why. Maybe because he was afraid, and he stayed here. And his light corridor has closed up. What now? I'm gonna stick to my brother. And how is it if a spirit sticks to someone? Well, let me continue this story. So, after a while, this naughty guy who was alive was like not swearing anymore, not drinking anymore, not smoking anymore. And his mother was like, Joe or Steve, or I don't know, Steve, what happened to you? And the mother was like, wait a minute. My other son died, and what if he couldn't pass? And he remained here, his spirit. Because you can actually see some footages where a shadow figure or something passing by, right? So that shadow figure is a spirit. So whatever, the good guy was in the aura of the naughty brother, and there are actually very few people who can help you in this case, because I know it for sure that there are like 5 or 6 people who can actually who has a how do you call it? They have access to get some help from heaven, to call angels, and then the spirit who couldn't pass can pass finally. And the lady was really lucky, and she actually got help from someone who was helping her. And then the naughty guy went back to naughty. He was smoking again, he was drinking again, because that mother told the helper guy, like, I know my son is naughty, and I know that my good son has passed away, but I want my naughty son back, because this son is not my son. It is, but it's a strange thing to explain. And you can actually see these kind of things when someone dies, and someone else in a family or something, I don't know, like changes in a blink of an eye. Like how? So yeah, if you die, that was the story. It was a little bit long, sorry, but my videos are like, it's not YouTube shorts, so I can talk for 1 hour straight. I don't care. So what is gonna happen if you wish to stay? Well, you can stick to someone just like this, or You can just go there, go here, but it's gonna be boring for like 100 years. I come and go and come and go. I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink, I couldn't do really anything. If the spirit sticks to someone, then they can use their body to taste, to smoke, to having relations with someone, if you know what I mean. But when the person dies, so okay, let's say you died, you are a spirit, here's a living person, you stick to someone, but when the someone is gonna die, okay, what now? Stick to someone again? You cannot. Because this is a law of the spiritual world, okay? I'm not making these rules, but this is a law rule. This is a rule, but you cannot break. And when that someone dies, and you were stick to the person, you're gonna stay there where the person that died. So if you stick to someone and that someone is gonna die in a car accident, then your spirit is gonna stuck at the area. You cannot really go away anymore. And I couldn't really imagine how it's like that. How is it? I don't know. It could be terrible, right? And let's say you were a really, really bad person, like a murderer. Then you die in prison. Then you have to pass, right, to the underworld. If you go down by your own choice, then you're gonna be in a separate room, in a separate dark room for a really, really long time. You cannot really communicate with the other spirits on the underworld, and they, I'm not sure about this meaning. Who are they? I don't know, but they are gonna show you the pictures, the images, the video, or I don't really know, right? Because I didn't see it, but I had the opportunity to talk to spirits. And sometimes I still have this ability to communicate and to get some information, get some intelligence. And a great spirit told me, like Peter, when someone who was a bad person dies and they choose to go down, this gonna happen to them. So yeah. And then the same thing is gonna be present for that bad spirit over and over again until the spirit is gonna say, okay, I regret, I'm sorry. Then, yet again, the devils are like, well, what do we have here? Someone regretted his sin or her sin. So from now on, you have 500, 900 years to think about a new life, to think about the mistakes that you have done, how you gonna fix it. And after like 600, 1100 years, you can born again. And then, okay, show me that new life. But if you mess up again, you have to go down forever. And why do I believe to my spiritual leader, to a great spirit? Why do I believe him? Because he's a male spirit. Well, I believe him. And you know why? Because of the evidence, because of the things that he have done, because of the things that he showed me. And it's like you cannot really hold it with your hand, because there are some things like, do you have thoughts? Let me touch it. Where are your files on your computer? Can I have it? Can I grab it? Right? So, yeah. I'm not sure what else can I tell. Like, I told male spirit. How is that? What does it even mean exactly? Well, I have to say that in your beginning, when your spirit was created, it was a male, even a male or a female, right? And in your first 5 lives on earth, you can decide if you're gonna switch your gender. Like the first 3 lives, you were a woman, and you can tell, like, I don't really like it. I'm gonna try a male's life. And then you're gonna be a male. And after 2 lives, you're like, okay, that was I was looking for. And from now and so on, I'm gonna remain as a male spirit. And you cannot born as a male into a female body, because I'm not sure if I can talk about this, but I'm really brave. So there are some activists, or there are some people who claims that, oh yeah, it is possible when you accidentally got into a male body, but you actually a female, and this and that. No, it's not working like that. So what is exactly going on with this kind of people? Well, there's another story of a guy who was gay for 15 plus years, and he realized that maybe there's something wrong with me. And he actually went to a person who can help the spirit to pass. You remember the stick to a person story. So what happened? What happened exactly with this man? Well, a female spirit stick to him, And then the female spirit was using his body. It's not like a possession or something, but it's kind of like you have your own thoughts. When you have a spiritual possessor or something, I don't really know, then it's gonna manipulate your thoughts. And you're gonna think that, oh, I'm gay because I like men. No, you're not gay. There is a female spirit stick to you. And that female spirit would like to use your body to have sex with another man. And you're gonna think like, oh, I'm gay. It's okay. Because people are like this, right? If there is something up, only 1% or 2%, 5%, I don't know. They're looking for the solutions. They're looking for the ways to solve it. But it's the same with, I don't know, fat acceptance or obesity. I don't really know. Like, okay, I became really fat. And instead of solving this problem, let's create an ideology like, oh, it's okay to be fat, right? Of course, it's okay. I don't really care. It is your life. If you are gay, I don't really care. It's own life. It's your own life. But you have to know the truth, what lays beneath these things. And same story with lesbians, right? A male spirit is holding your shoulder or doing this on your body. Like when someone can see with the third eye, you can actually see those kind of spirits sticking to someone and manipulating their thoughts, like do this, do that. How do I know? Because I have a personal experience. For 8 years, I had also a spirit on my left side, and I was smoking. I was doing drugs. I was doing this, I was doing that. So yeah, I know that, okay, it is true. So yeah, you cannot really magically change your gender or misenter the wrong body, or I don't really know. It is not a existing thing. And I don't really care if you believe me or not. I don't really care. But I have to speak up. I have to tell these things because maybe if you're still watching this video, congrats. But yeah, it's like a long video. And maybe one day someone is gonna say like, you know what, Peter? Your video helped me because I didn't know what is going on with me, but now I do. And even if my English is not 100% perfect, you're gonna know what do I mean. And I don't really know what else could I tell. Like I have more than 100 story about ghosts. Did this, did that. Most of them, they are not really interesting because, oh, the ghost of the grandma left a message for us, did this, did that. But so yeah, I think that's it for today. Maybe I'm gonna do another videos. I'm not really sure because there are a lot of things what I think I have to share with other people, and I'm not really sure how to share it, but I have to speak about these things because otherwise no one is gonna know it, right? And you have to know the truth in order to take a step forward. So I hope you enjoyed these things. Maybe I'm gonna share some stories. Maybe I'm gonna share some sketchy or spooky or strange things from the Bible, because actually I have some things from the Bible, and let's leave it for another video. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.